What up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be looking into this rising issue of FTX and YouTubers who set up people for failure. Let's get into it.
I've been waiting to talk about this since the situation seems to be changing every few minutes, but as some of you may have seen, FTX US has been a sponsor here on the channel for the majority of the year. Their international counterpart, however, FTX.com, has recently faced liquidity issues, disabled withdrawals, and because of that, I'm worried about the potential impact to FTX US. I think it's pretty safe to say as a result of that, I'm no longer working with them. Fortunately, as of right now, FTX US maintains that they're a separate entity from FTX.com. They're fully backed one-to-one and they're operating normally. In fact, you're still able to buy, sell, and withdraw as usual, although with everything going on, I'm not sure how much longer that's going to last. So if you hold anything on FTX US, you could still take it out and transfer it to an external wallet or wherever else you please without any issue. Now, I really hope that I'm preemptively jumping the gun, that FTX US is fully backed as they say, that there's not going to be any issue and everything will continue operating normally.
So here's the challenge with guys like Graham here, and I don't know him, so I cannot really make a judgment. The thing is, he's making the assumption that everybody who watches his channel is American and uses the FTX US. You give out financial advice without doing due diligence to the people you're working with, which is screwed over a lot of people world over, a lot of fans. This guy has over 1 million subscribers. You can't tell me all those millions are Americans. So, yo, do not take advice from YouTubers. These are just random people on the street trying to make $1, man.
I would love to be proven wrong, be overly cautious, and say all of this for nothing. But I'd rather be overly cautious and remind people to move their money off of the exchange, especially during a time where everything is still functioning. Of course, this just comes as a huge shock because I've always been completely transparent about everything I do here on the channel and everything involving personal finance, so I feel like I owe it to you to explain the situation and what's going on. As much as I trusted the information that I was given, I was wrong, and I'm sorry. I trusted them, but in the end, their parent company was not forthcoming with all of the risks, this being one of them. This type of behavior is not something that I ever would have expected, but if FTX US is at risk, I don't want anyone to get screwed. Like I said, thankfully, all funds at FTX US are not impacted, and I pray it stays that way. I know just as much as you do at this point, so after watching everything transpire outside of the US with FTX.com, I wanted to give you my full thoughts so that you're up to date. And again, I do my best to research and vet everything that comes my way, and this one I did not see coming. I've also personally used them as an exchange because of how trusted they were in the industry. I saw that they were backed by really big investors like BlackRock, Tiger Global, and Sequoia Capital, so I didn't think this was ever a possibility of ever happening, but here we are. Everybody who watches the channel means the world to me, and I would not be here without you. So thank you so much for hearing this out, and I really hope this is all for nothing. So I've been...
You know that statement they say you're not really a YouTuber until you put out an apology video. Graham Stephan, you've just become a real YouTuber. The problem I have with this video that he made is one. He's making one thing, an assumption that everybody who watches his channel are Americans and will get the benefit of being on FTX US and not be affected and lost money. A lot of people lost money, man, and just saying sorry. You know, sometimes I feel bad. This is the same thing as applying for a job and then being told, we regret to inform you. No, you do not regret to inform me because I'm the one who's being rejected. Saying sorry, you lost your money. No, you're not sorry. What's your sorry going to do, man? I put in a lot of money to this thing and I lost money. I personally did not invest in crypto. I never believed in it because I didn't understand it. And I feel sorry for people who've had to watch a lot of YouTubers and get this information and then go do it. Like there has to be there has to be a way of holding people accountable for giving people the wrong advice. And I'm not saying Graham did it knowingly, but the brother got paid. You see, he said it's a sponsorship. Does he take that money back and give it back to the people? Like, come on. Come on, man. The man doesn't even use the exchange that he was promoting on his own channel. I've used it sometimes. Here's another one. And why you should be careful who you listen to when it comes to your money, alright?
I just want to tell you my personal involvement with FTX. Growing up, I've always felt a little dumb when it comes to investing. I still do sometimes, but I used to too. And I've always wanted someone to help me explain investing like I was 5, because I mentally am sometimes. And with each and every video that I make here on YouTube, I feel like I get smarter every week. And I try to make a very clear point that most of crypto is more so gambling than it is investing, especially NFTs. And I go out of my way to make a very clear distinction, the difference between grown-up adult investing and building wealth and gambling, not investing, but gambling less than 5% of my net worth into something trendy or topical perhaps that week to make my YouTube videos just a little bit more high stakes and a little bit more fun to watch. I try to counterbalance those videos with the real way to build wealth that's provable, which is the Warren Buffett approach, and to focus on broad market index funds and to max out your employer contribution match inside of a 401k, the traditional one, and getting a Roth IRA, maxing it out, then going back to the 401k and maxing that out, getting an HSA, maxing it out if you can, having some real estate, having some bonds, having some dividends, and diversifying. That is how I started my YouTube channel, and that has not changed. Even if the frequency of those videos has, my money is still true to those principles. But I realize
hence the problem, the frequency. You no longer do this. That means your new audiences do not get to see that. You've started making videos that are trendy and topical that bring in your audience, and then you stand there as an expert who's made a lot of money and then entice people to copy you. Let's get into how you got into FTX and let people get
realize now that no matter how many times I try to go out of my way to give that disclosure, it'll never be enough, and I have to live with that. Now, I'm very proud of the fact that I have never accepted money to promote a crypto coin or a token or an NFT ever in my life. I know, sounds like it might be hard to believe considering how many I've covered throughout the last year, but I was never paid to do it. And if anyone claims that I was, the burden of proving that would be impossible because it never happened. If it did, I would cancel myself off the internet faster than anyone else tried to because I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. So even though I never had a formal partnership with FTX or Voyager, I was never sponsored nor had any affiliate links on this channel, I can't say that I'm not part of the problem. I regret to have taken on the sponsorship with FTX on the Millennial Money podcast. I should have known better, and for that, I'm sorry. I owe you at least that disclosure and an apology. So going forward, I'm going to remove all of my BlockFi links and I will not include them, and I strongly urge anyone that has their money either on BlockFi or FTX to please move it offline somewhere that's safe while you still can, because you never know with everything that's going on, and it's better to be safe than sorry. So with that said, I will try to do better by you in the future. I'm going to continue to be transparent. Thank you for giving me the benefit of the doubt and for watching my videos, because without you, I would not be here. And as always, I would love to see you back here on Monday and Friday, sometimes Wednesday. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Crypto.
Yo, respect to the man. You see, here's the thing. If you're gonna apologize, all right? In marketing, they teach us white means peace. White means surrender. The man shows up wearing a white t-shirt, and hey, if you've never made an apology video on YouTube, are you truly a YouTuber? Once again, listen, if you consume financial videos on the internet, be very careful on who you listen to, and because the thing with finances, man, it's everything is in a book. There's a textbook written how to invest, the meaning of risk, the meaning of this. Educate yourself. Don't take advice from these people who get paid by these brands to promote certain exchanges and whatever. I've never really believed in crypto because in my years of going to school and learning about economics, crypto didn't exist. So I was like, I don't know what this is. This is too new and we might lose money. And now here we are. People are losing money, and you have these people who've advocated for this channel just coming, for these platforms coming and just saying, I'm sorry, I was part of the problem. Listen, man, I don't give a damn if you're part of the problem or not. I just lost money. I want my money back. How's your apology gonna give me back my money? Anyway, I didn't lose any money personally, but I feel for people who've lost money, and I do understand why these guys are apologizing. But the one thing that we both should learn from these things is who gives us advice. Financial advice is very tricky to take from anybody because the risk is so high, man, and we're living in tough time. But if you have the money to waste, hey, take your advice from any random internet person and try to do that, grow up. The best way I know how is read, and read. Research your own research, risk your own thing, so that when things like this do happen, you don't blame anybody but yourself. With that said, I hope y'all make your money back. If not, go check out my podcast on Conversations with Uncle Kevin. I break down why you should not invest in crypto, man. I don't believe in this nonsense. People are losing money. See y'all in the next one.